Hello and welcome to Education at SSBJ online video tutorials. We were in chapter motion of class 9th and in previous video tutorials we have discussed few of the exercise questions. We shall continue with few more exercise questions in this video tutorials. And here is the first question for this. Abdul, while driving to school, computes the average speed for his trip to be 20 km per hour. And what do you mean by computes? He finds or he calculates. On his return trip along the same route, there is less traffic and average speed is bit more here, 30 km per hour. What is the average speed of the entire Abdul's trip? So if you visualize this problem, Abdul towards his school during onward journey, his speed is 20 km per hour. And then while returning from the school, his speed is bit more, that is 30 km per hour. And what need to do is you have to find average speed. Generally, the moment you find this word average, we tend to make a slight mistake here that we add these two and divide it by 2, and that will not give the average speed. So what is the formula for average speed? As we know already, we have discussed this in the previous video tutorial. Average speed is equal to total distance covered divided by total time. But look at this, when the average speed is total distance divided by total time, neither of the distance or the time is given in this question. But what is given? Speed during onward journey and speed during return journey, right? What is the formula for speed? Speed can be calculated by distance divided by time, right? Now if you cross multiply, you can derive the equation for time. A time can be distance divided by speed. And why that speed comes down? It's a cross multiplication, right? So cross multiplication. So by using this formula, we can find the time during onward journey. Onward means to go from home to school, and even we can find time required for return journey, but we require distance. So let us consider distance be x, right? Now since we are given a unit of speed as kilometer per hour, so let distance be in kilometers. So while going forward, he travels a distance of x kilometer and the same distance while coming towards his home. So therefore total distance will be equal to x plus x, which is equal to 2x kilometer, right? Now we got the distance. We will find what is time here and then time here. So if you can denote this time as t1 and this is t2. So time for onward journey is equal to, what is the equation for time? Time equals distance, I'll write in short, divided by time divided by speed, which is equal to, distance is x, we know one way distance is x, divided by speed during onward journey is 20, right? So since it is time, it will be in terms of hour. In the same way, time for return journey, again distance divided by speed. Now distance remains same and the speed becomes bit more, that is 30. Since it's a time, it is again in hours. Now let me write here, therefore total time, that is t1 plus t2, this one is t1 and this is t2, is equal to x by 20 plus x by 30 hours, which is equal to 20 and 30 LCM is 60, so it becomes 3x here and 2x, which is equal to 5x by 60. So we got the time. And what is the time? Total time 5x by 60 hour. And therefore now we will calculate average speed. Average speed is equal to total distance covered, that is, how much is the total distance? I am writing it in short here, divided by total time, which is equal to total distance is x plus x, that is 2x, divided by 5x by 60. Now, since it is divided by, so we can write 2x divided by 5x by 60, or we can say 2x into 60 by 5x. So 5 ones are 5 12s are is equal to 24. X gets cancelled here. 24 kilometer per hour. And that is the average speed of these two together. Right? If you do a method, if you follow the method of adding these two and divide by 2, you get a different answer. Right? And that will become wrong. So this is the correct answer. Right? So this is the correct answer. We will go for the next question. A ball is gently dropped. A ball is gently dropped from a height of 20 meter. Right? A ball is gently dropped. Look at this word, dropped. And then from what height? 20 meter height. Its velocity increases uniformly at 10 meter per second square. Right? With what velocity will it strike the ground? So final velocity is asked. With what velocity will it strike the ground, and after what time will it strike the ground? Even the time is asked. So if you can visualize this, a ball dropped. Please remember, it is not thrown. It is dropped. So what is the difference between when you drop or when you throw it? When you drop, its initial velocity is 0. And what is the symbol used for initial velocity? Please recall. It's u equals 0. So the moment you see the word dropped, right, you should remember that you got one information, that is in given tab you have to write u equals 0. Now from the height of 20 meter, so the height here is 20 meter, and height here in the sense it's a distance. And what is the symbol used for distance? It's a small s. Right? So the second information which is given is distance, which is 20 meter. Look at this. This meter is a SI unit of distance. Right? You have to be very particular and read through these sentences and see whether all the units are expressed in SI units or not. If the velocity increases, what he says, velocity will increase, and finally it becomes final velocity here, which is much more just before it touches the ground. And that is the final velocity, which we can give a letter small v. That is what we have to find. But in between, what is given is if its velocity increases, and how it increases? Uniformly at the rate of 10 meter per second square. The moment you see this number, meter per second square, and what is that? You have already studied, it's an acceleration. Right? And what does it mean? It means velocity increases 10 meter per second for every second. That's the meaning of it. Look at this. Here I am referring velocity. This velocity increase will be there for every second moment the object is dropped. Right? So acceleration is given. We have to find final velocity just before it reaches the ground, and then we have to find time. This is a time for what? Time to cover from here to here. That is the question. Now we have already understood three equations of motion. And what are those three equations of uniformly accelerated motion? First one is v is equal to u plus at. I'll remind you that v is the final velocity, u is the initial velocity, a is the acceleration, and t is the time. Next, distance. S is distance is equal to ut plus half at square, and then v square minus u square is equal to 2as. Right? Out of these three equations, which one is suitable for us? Right? Since we have to find s here, no, we need not find it. We have to find v. Right? So should we go for this? V is equal to u plus at, but t is also not there with us. Right? We have to find v. To find v, we should have u plus at. U we should have, a we need, t we need, but t is not given. Right? Now you go for the third equation here. V square minus u square is equal to 2as. In this, s is given, that is 20 meter. A is given, which is 10 meter per second square. U is already 0, and we can find v. So what is the formula we have to use here? Formula to find what here? Final velocity. That is v square minus u square is equal to 2as. And what is to find? This particular letter, that is v square. V. So v square is equal to 2as, and you have to bring this entire thing on other side. It becomes plus u square. Right? And therefore v square is equal to, I am going to substitute now 2 into a. A is how much? 10. 10 into distance is 20 plus u we know already 0, that becomes 0 only. So v square is equal to 400. If you multiply all this, it becomes 400. And therefore, so let me write here, therefore v is equal to square root of 400. And we know very well that square root of 400 is 20. And 20, what is the unit? Meter per second. So we have found velocity. But our work is not over. We have to find t also. And what is the equation? Now we have v. So we have v here. We have u, which is 0. We have acceleration. We can use this equation. That is v is equal to find. Let me write here. You have to write neatly one below the other. I am writing here just on the other side to find t. Right? So v is equal to u plus at, or we can completely, I'll write this particular RHS on other side. U plus at is equal to v. Right? So at is equal to, because I want t, right? V, and this u comes on this side, it becomes minus, and therefore t is equal to v minus u. Since it's a multiplication here, it becomes a division. So I'll try to complete here. Therefore t is equal to v is how much? Just now we have found, that is 20 minus 0 divided by acceleration is how much? Acceleration is 10. So 10, which is equal to 2 second. T equals 2 second. So what are our answers here? First answer is that final velocity is 20 meter per second, and how much time it goes? 2 seconds. Thank you.